Eric Nixick, Dewey Cooper have done a great job with Francis Ngannou. Can he solve the Ciryl Gane puzzle in front of him tonight? All right, our main event tail of the tape is brought to you by Manscaped. Francis Ngannou is 35 years of age. Ciryl Gane, 31. Both fighters 6'4" inches tall. Ngannou coming in a little bit lighter from 263 to 257. Ciryl Gane, 247 pounds. 2-inch reach advantage in the red corner with Ngannou. Here now is Bruce Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Commissioner John Carvelli, Executive Officer Andy Foster. Our three judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Ron McCarthy, Saul Diamato, and Derek Cleary. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. This championship bout is brought to you by Jackass Forever. Grab your friends and see the new movie, only in theaters February 4th. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the Honda Center in Anaheim, California, it's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, an undefeated mixed martial artist, holding a perfect professional record, 10 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 247 pounds, fighting out of Paris, France, presenting the interim UFC Heavyweight Champion, Ciryl Gane. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 16 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 257 pounds, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Paris, France, and Monte, Cameroon, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Heavyweight Champion of the world, Francis the Predator Ngannou!
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules.
Is in black.
Francis takes his hitter. Oh, wow. Right away shot by Ciryl. Getting close. I thought this would be very important for Gane. Get into the clinch, hang on Francis, make him carry you to try to blow up all that muscle.
That was a nice knee from the frame by Francis.
Ngannou certainly exercised some more patience in his championship win over Stipe Miocic's last March.
Yeah, he's a different fighter since going to Extreme Couture. He really is. Much more patient, more effective.
We look at these guys at the weigh-ins and they look the same size.
Now they don't.
Francis is much bigger tonight. Like, look at his legs, man, compared to Ciryl Gane. They look very similar size. Now they're just the same height. Ngannou hydrates overnight to just gargantuan size.
Would you think he cut weight to get down to 257?
Well, I bet he weighs 270 now. It looks like he weighs 270.
So he probably, to avoid missing the weight, just doesn't eat a little bit.
Doesn't eat a little bit, yeah. You know, he's not as
he definitely
full
looks
of fluid, but he looks way bigger.
Looked like perhaps a connection over the top with an elbow by Gane.
Francis just can't load up. If he starts loading up too much, it'll fatigue him.
Now this is where Gane excels. This is where he excels.
Watch those fingers.
The
Fingers up.
distance.
Good body shot. Oh, looked like maybe it was on the groin, but the action continues.
Francis is staying on top of it.
Pretty good short power shots from Ngannou.
Good movement. Good movement by Gane, though. Avoided a lot of big stuff.
I'm very surprised Gane hasn't thrown any leg kicks yet. And Francis is wearing the knee sleeves. That's such a massive part of his game anyways.
Spinning kick to the body lands for Gane. Knee to the body gets through for Gane. Coming up on 2 minutes to go here, round one.
Francis literally just walks you down. But Cyryl's doing a good job of moving, and if you've seen him, he's only 10 fights in. But he's gone 5 rounds twice, and he's moved as effectively in round 5 as he has in round 1. So it'll be on Francis to do more what he just did. Throw kicks to try to slow Ciryl Gane down.
Remarkably, the last time the undisputed heavyweight title was on the line, it was at the Apex last March in that 25-foot octagon. A lot more real estate tonight.
That's a big difference. Big difference for Francis in terms of closing the distance. He's had a couple of big fights there.
Yep.
The Rosenstrike fight.
Francis potentially trying to take Gane now, down, perhaps not.
And honestly, like, this is good for Ciryl, because this is unfamiliar for Francis. This is not what he's used to doing.
Nice knee to the body there by Francis. And then Ciryl reverses it.
And that's why we always speak to the power of Francis. If you're standing and you're 4 minutes into a round, you're excited, because he usually puts people out.
Look for the elbows off the break from Ciryl Gane. He's excellent at those. He might even try to spin with that right elbow if he can get that right arm free. Or he might try to spin with the left elbow, rather.
Well, Francis is holding Cyryl's left wrist, keeping him in close. He was reaching across, trying to limit what Gane could do with his offhand. Francis seems to be breathing a bit heavy.
A lot of work here. A lot of work. Kick to the body.
Numbers fairly even in round one. Slight advantage on the significant strikes for Ciryl Gane.
Grab a seat, Bubba. Give me 3 big deep breaths, please. Good. One more. Good. All right, so we got an idea what they're looking to do, right? They're going to try to make us pummel. They're going to try to shoot some level changes on us. I need that cross. I need that double jab. No chasing them on the cage. Reset, drop your butt a ½ inch, and throw your levels. What do you got, Coach?
Francis, straight punches, then uppercuts. Every time you punch, he's getting frantic and low. Uppercut will land. Don't look for power, just let it go. Straight punches and uppercuts if you get on the inside.
That's it. Keep touching. Keep touching. Hey, give me a little bounce. Give me a little bounce and we can stand up. Let's go. Little bounce. Little bounce, Bubba. Let's go.
Go hand speed, not power.
given his genetic bandwidth, right, every time he throws anything, there's energy expenditure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
one thing to take into consideration is if Francis has a knee injury, what kind of training was he able to do? Like, what is his condition suffer because he wasn't able to go hard?
Yeah. I thought the corner advice for Francis was actually perfect. Telling him to change the target. Because every time Francis goes to throw, Gane almost dips his head down to avoid the big power shots. So if he throws those shots at the tattoo, Gane will go down into one of those big shots that's coming his way.
Push kick to the lead leg of Gane from Francis.
From the side kick.
This is what you're talking about, Joe.
Yeah.
That side stance. Especially against a guy like Francis that isn't kicking very much.
Right. It's very awkward, and he'll throw a twisting front kick from this as well. He'll throw side kicks. He'll throw that round kick very lightly. Look, he's not even just touching you. And he's content to do that. He's fine with winning by points.
Yeah, because he doesn't fatigue.
Right.
And if it looks pretty, then Ciryl Gane feels good.
Yeah, he's not a guy that will go for the kill unless it's there. Like the Volkov fight, he just beat him by unanimous decision. It's like now we're settling into a much more Ciryl Gane style fight.
Yes.
He's staying on the outside. He's not being pressured like he was in that first round.
Well, I think energy conservation starts for Francis.
Yes.
Right? He has to slow it down a little bit, and that honestly speaks to his development as a fighter. Just understanding that he can't try to throw everything to end the fight.
He got caught.
Yeah, he did. But the one thing we know about Francis, he can take a shot. He took a lot of big shots from Stipe Miocic over the course of their 2 fights.
Yep. Ngannou's never been finished. 20th pro fight tonight. Gane having his way at range, and Ngannou very flat-footed here, round 2.
Keep it here, Bubba. That's our real estate. Keep it here, Bubba.
Big whiff from Ngannou.
And that's one of the things when you have that power. You believe in it so much that you understand that if you can get one off, you can put somebody to sleep, but then it may limit you staying active enough to find that shot, especially against a guy like Ciryl, who is so smart in there. There it is. Almost one there for Ngannou.
Body kick starting to add up for Gane.
Halfway.
Look how casual he is.
Man.
Wheel kick.
Spinning wheel kick connects for Gane.
When was the last time we saw a heavyweight ever do something? Oh, yeah.
Dos Santos.
No, Big Boy.
Yeah.
Huggy
Oh,
Bear.
that's right.
Barnett.
That's
We almost
right.
forgot about Barnett.
That's
Big
right.
Boy did that.
Oh my God, did he do it? I forgot about that for a second. That was amazing.
There you go. Side to side.
You can hear the crowd. They're a little restless because they want to see Francis's power on display. But right now, as he's done on so many occasions, Cyryl's kind of got him guessing. Now, this is good for Francis. He's got to throw more kicks.
Eyes level, hands.
Because right now, he's having a tough time finding Gane with his hands.
Check, reload. 30 seconds.
Now, one thing Gane isn't doing that he normally throws a lot more body kicks. I don't know if he feels the danger in kicking that roundhouse to the body because of what's coming back in his direction, but that's one of his best weapons.
Keep touching, Bubba.
You hear his corner telling him, keep touching him, keep touching him. They want Francis to just be active with his strikes. Big power in that.
Yep, just under that elbow of Ciryl Gane. Gane 12 of 19 unofficially to the body thus far. He's worked the lower half well.
Keep touching, Bubba.
He just keeps making him miss. He's making Francis miss. Oh, there it is. That's what Dewey Cooper asked for. He goes, when he comes in, throw the uppercut. He's dipping. He's panicking whenever you attack him.
Gane playing on the outside here late in round 2. All right, little bit of a pedestrian start. Round 3 coming up.
And here's a beautiful front kick. A nice jab. Good exchange here. Right hand over the top. There it pops him with the jab from the right side. And here's the wheel kick. I mean, just grazed the head. Bounced off the shoulder on the way in.
C'est quand tu vas rentrer un gros high kick, un gros middle kick sur les bras vont passer. Il faut que tu me fasses déjà mal avec ça. C'est lui qui est passé. Traîne, reprends encore un peu. Reprends un peu.
Drink some water.
Il faut que tu montes en température. Là, si tu montes en température, tu l'asphyxies. Ok, monte encore. Si tu laisses qu'il travaille l'avance, monte en distribution.
Go ahead.
Distribue à mort.
Own the glory with UFC Strike Video NFTs. The first drop tomorrow, January 23rd at 11 a.m. Pacific. Sign up today at UFCstrike.com. Round 3 in this UFC heavyweight title unification bout. Francis Ngannou in the black and gold. Ciryl Gane in the blue with gold trim.
We heard Ciryl Gane's corner asking them to kick his legs.
Francis is going to have to take some chances. He's got to take some chances on a thing that he has done so many times over the course of his career. Know that you can't take his and he can take yours. But he's got to take some chances here, because right now at this fight, this is where Ciryl Gane lives. And he can do this all night long.
Oof. Ngannou did land an uppercut a moment ago, but whiffed badly on that left hand.
Part of the knockout story for Ciryl Gane was that they were supposed to be working light, and Francis went a little hard.
Right.
So he wanted to do this, like
knockout story in training, you mean?
He said he knocked him out in training.
Yeah.
That's what Francis said.
By Francis Ngannou. That's enormous. Into side control.
That was huge.
That got the crowd going. Minute into round 3.
Francis caught the leg and just exploded into Ciryl and body slammed it. I mean, there is no other way to explain what we just saw than Francis Ngannou body slamming a power slam like Big Van Vader on Ciryl Gane.
And this is a visual we haven't seen in the octagon. Ciryl Gane competing off of his back.
Right, with Francis on top, inside control. Let's see what kind of positioning skills he has here, whether or not he can hold this.
Well, Cyryl's starting to dig underhook on the right side.
Cyryl's also lifting up his knees and getting them into play.
But we've seen Ciryl submit people, right?
Yes.
We haven't seen Francis do much of this. Oh, he's got him flattened out.
He's in real trouble.
Francis is going to just start throwing here. Oh, my goodness.
Francis got the
Oh, my goodness. Francis is doing jiu-jitsu.
And he's doing it well.
Yeah, he's doing really good. Oh, but now he's going to get himself reversed.
Nope, back up to his feet. Interesting.
Ciryl wins by submission for Francis Ngannou coming in, including a Kimura, I believe, in the UFC back in the day.
Yeah, it was nice. Nice Kimura. He said he learned it in the locker room before he went out there, you remember? He's like, they taught me this in the back. Who does it? You just go out there and do it.
Seemed like maybe an awkward landing there for Ciryl Gane.
Look at that. Beautiful by Francis. Beautiful adjustment.
That was a wizard kick by Francis. That's a judo throw. Ciryl tried to duck under, but Francis was able to keep him back in front of him. But this is a grueling round. This round is grueling. It's taxing
for both men.
For both men.
But unfortunately for Francis, even though he had him in side control, he didn't really get off any big shots from there. A little bit when he had his back.
Yeah.
He got a couple off. Oh! There's that spinning elbow we were talking about earlier. He does that off the break.
seconds, round 3. And Ngannou with some big misses tonight.
Yeah, he is. Well, that you kind of anticipated that, right? Because we've seen everybody fight. Gane missed that big.
Didn't miss there.
But now Francis is tired. His hands are low. He's kind of loading up on his strikes.
His hands are moving slower, too.
Yeah.
They're from all the grappling.
It's all the grappling. He's just not used to really doing that in the fight. Last time we saw him have to grapple that much was the first Miocic's fight.
Gane landing at a 61% clip on his significant strikes thus far. That's a heavy kick.
Yep, great kick there by the champion. Francis goes for another shot. Gets to a double. Nice takedown there.
Kimura, bad.
He's on the wrong side though. He's got to get his hips out. Great job by Francis Ngannou. Got to a double leg and put him down.
Incredible. Right in front of us.
Couple big takedowns this round for Francis Ngannou now, keeping that weight on top of Ciryl Gane.
And that's something we never anticipated. Francis being the one securing takedowns.
That's a big round for Francis.
Yes, it is. Confidence building round for the champion. Right here you see Francis catch the leg, and look at him, just power slam. I mean, you love that. You gotta love that. High impact. I mean, this is a finishing move. That's the 1, 2, 3. He goes wizard kick here, trying to step across. Gane does a good job of staying in front of him. Then he tries to duck him. Francis just faces. And then show me the double leg.
He took him down, and now he's worried about it. So if you want to go back to that or set up your overhand, I need it off your level change. What do you got?
Mike Tyson head movement side to side. Keep using that jab, champion. Straight punches and uppercuts will be there.
Hey,
Get low.
let's go have fun, baby. Let's go, baby.
Look at this. Look at Ngannou. Throws the body shot, and then level change to the double. Gets the hands locked. I mean, come on, man. We've never seen this part of Francis Ngannou's game.
All right, round 4 is here. It's brought to you by Manscaped's Lawnmower 4.0, the official electric trimmer of UFC. Visit manscaped.com now. Dean Thomas, what do you have?
I tell you what, right now, the corner work from Ngannou has just been brilliant, and they're telling him all the right things to do. You know, move your head side to side, straight punches and uppercuts. But the reality is he has to be able to execute now. The longer this fight goes, he's getting tired. So it's a matter of execution because they're telling him exactly the right things to do.
I wonder if as we get into round 4 and 5, if the power threat isn't as severe. Because generally when you're fighting a guy like this, it's the first 7, 8 minutes where you're really concerned about them putting your lights out. And we're in minute 16 now. I wonder if Cyryl's going to take more chances.
And that might actually also be why Francis has resorted to grappling. Because he can still do that even though his hands aren't moving as fast.
Certainly a nice adjustment by Ngannou in round 3. Inside leg kick for Gane.